Mimi nawaambia kitu kimoja peke yake, ya kwamba wagojee miaka 10 Uhuru amalize kazi yake, alafu wagojee miaka ingine 10 Ruto amalize kazi yake.
Yes, Mr. President. Mheshimiwa Rais, karibu. Karibu. Salama sana. Mambo namna gani? Asante. Thank you. Karibu. Kwa salama. Kabisa kabisa.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've taken my time to think about the meeting of William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta in State House. But of course, it is very obvious that the reason that brought Uhuru Kenyatta to State House, it is the peace meeting that was held there in relation to DRC. Now, ladies and gentlemen, but after the meeting, Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto had a session where they were going around in State House. Now, the fact means that it could be true that Uhuru Kenyatta did not have any serious engagement with William Ruto, and that they did not discuss anything beyond the constructions, the improvements in State House, and probably some of the few things that have been happening in the country. But let me just be very honest to you, ladies and gentlemen. In politics, nothing just happens out of mere coincidence. There must be something behind it. Uhuru Kenyatta knew he was going to State House, and William Ruto, if Uhuru Kenyatta is coming, I have to prepare this and that. We have to have a session. Therefore, I sat down and made some observations from this kind of a meeting, where I was keenly observing the body language of these leaders while they were walking around the State House environment. That is what is going to form the basis of my analysis here today. But before I take you through, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Mokwa Times, kindly feel free to subscribe, like, and comment, because that's the best support you can always give this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, without much wasting of time, allow me to dive into this topic here today. There are many observations people have made across, and I don't dispute them. But the one that I noted most here, number one in my list, is that these two leaders are very close. Hey. Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto, they are very close. And they might not openly disclose their closeness, but they can be able to use their tactics to manage the expectations of Kenyans across the country. And they can assist each other in one way or the other. But the fact is they are very close. The kind of bromance we saw there, the comfort to which Uhuru was walking around State House with William Ruto until pushing him as they laugh, that shows these people are very close. They had very light memories they were sharing. And I want to tell you that this closeness is deep. And whether we like it or not, these people are close. Their meeting is not a mere coincidence. Recently, there was an exposure about Expressway where Uhuru Kenyatta was linked, plus many other scandals. And therefore, the meeting in State House, let me leave it there. Number two, what I saw from Uhuru Kenyatta's reaction, it is that he might not be involved actively in the 2027 general elections. Some people might want him to engage in campaigns, but I don't think Uhuru Kenyatta will engage in that. To go against William Ruto again? No. It will not work. Is not intending to do that at all. A clear indication that William Ruto has a free space to deal with the opposition. After the State House event, Jubilee party eventually met and they had a discussion, and there were some indications that Jubilee could be working with the broad-based government. Others indicated that they could be fronting Raila Amolo Odinga if he parts ways with William Ruto. So many rumors are going around. But we are waiting to see how things will unfold. Though the fact remains, Uhuru Kenyatta will not engage in active politics come 2027. Number three thing that I was able to note from there, Matiang'i should not depend on Uhuru Kenyatta for campaigns. if Uhuru Kenyatta is his friend and Uhuru Kenyatta has promised him support, let him not expect Uhuru Kenyatta to come out and start campaigning for him in Kuyuland. It will not work. Uhuru Kenyatta is comfortable. Whether William Ruto wins or he doesn't, Uhuru Kenyatta is okay. A clear message to Matiang'i that the best thing that can happen right now, it's you to prepare yourself, source whatever you need to have as your resources, get to somewhere that you want, and do your thing if you want to be a president of this country. In fact, be yourself. Hence, that's why I think I'm seeing Matiang'i in the US trying to fundraise for his campaigns, doing so many things across the world to ensure that he's going for this seat independently. So that was very key. Another thing that I learned from this meeting of Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto is this. Jubilee can work with Ruto. Jubilee can work with Ruto. If we are not careful, if the opposition will not give Jubilee a good deal, they might work with Ruto. More especially if they feel they are weak in Mount Kenya. Jubilee can work with Ruto on the basis that they need to benefit, or on the basis that there's a deal between William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta. They can work together. They can work together. Another thing that I learned from the meeting is this. Expect deals very soon. Deals will come up from nowhere. Deals. Someone being appointed and then getting a certain tender. People becoming fat and fat. That is expected now. Which is going to surprise most of the Kenyans. Another thing I was able to note from this meeting is this. The fact remains that the common mwananchi does not have a space in the leadership of this country as we speak today. Because, honestly, there's no way a meeting of that kind can be held and we cannot see even a press conference in relation to abductions, extrajudicial killings, police brutality, or even anything to do with the cost of living. It's not fair at all. Why am I saying this? Once you met, you discussed something. Being leaders of this country, at least those things that matter to the common mwananchi was supposed to be touched on, even if it was on a light note. But instead, after the meeting, it's a Jubilee delegates, it's a Jubilee NEC meeting that was held in their headquarters, where Uhuru was present virtually, I hear so. A clear indication that after statehouse, the issues were positions, or maybe they were discussing on how to work together, or Uhuru noticed that something's not right with William Ruto, therefore we need to plan ourselves and do something. So they held a meeting. So there are so many outcomes from that meeting. But the fact remains that in Kenyan politics, things just don't happen. They're always well planned and well executed. I don't know what is your take, but the comment section can share with me on what you think as far as Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto's meeting is concerned.